everybody, it's 6 o'clock and you are listening to the Uzi Show. My co-host today is Jeff Taylor. Jeff, say hi.
How you doing, Milwaukee?
Today's topics are the top 10 things that just make us snort and just crack up out of nowhere. And if college is really worth it. I say no.
It depends on what you're doing, though.
Yeah. Anyways, let's start with a song. Here's Plummy Tail by Dumbo Gets Mad. So that is a really funny band name. Dumbo Gets Mad. What do you think?
Yeah, it's like one of the bands like kind of out of the '90s, Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Oh, really? You know that
Yeah,
band?
it was.
I would get really afraid if Dumbo really did get mad because, I mean, he's an elephant, and if an elephant gets mad, like, that's just really bad.
Well, of course, it's gonna stomp all over you.
Yeah, exactly. And he weighs, like, tons and tons. And you would die.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna start with our top 10 list like I usually do. And today's top 10 list is things that crack us up. So I'm gonna start with mine.
Yes, I'm busy
I
playing with the
texted it to
headphone cord
myself.
here. I'm going to strangle myself with it right now.
Yes,
But,
you can just stop messing with that, because it is already on your head.
I know, but it's distracting. It's like wrapped around my ankle.
Oh, okay. You don't have to.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay, so number one, the thing that okay, this just really, really cracks me up. Like when there is a lecture, a really, really quiet lecture, or you're in class and it's very quiet and everyone's, paying attention to the teacher, and someone falls out of their chair. I don't know why this happens, but it happens. I think
Well,
the
how
chairs.
often does it happen?
It happens. It really does. Like it's happened to me before.
You
And it was
literally-
very
you fell out of your
embarrassing.
chair.
Yes, I fell out of my chair. I think the chairs are just made really bad. But yeah, it'll be quiet. And someone would just be like, "Wah!" Like they just fall out of their chair.
So what do you do when you
And
get
it's
up
just very
after?
awkward. Like you don't know whether to laugh or not. But I laugh.
Did you just get back up and go in your chair like nothing happened, or
Yes.
you wave to
It
everybody
happened
like
to
I'm
me
okay?
in 4th grade, and my teacher just shook his head, and I was like, That's never happened to you, like something embarrassing when it's really, really quiet,
Of course.
especially in meetings. If something really inappropriate happens,
Oh, like in a meeting, like if you ever have a meeting,
someone
do
cuts the
not
cheese.
eat fiber. Okay, don't eat fiber products before if you know you have a meeting and stuff like that, because it's gonna be so quiet and everybody's you're watching the PowerPoint presentation that your boss is giving, and then here's your stomach and it's like, and then you're looking around and somebody heard it because you can hear it.
oh god.
So don't eat fiber.
Yeah. Number 2. Okay, something that just makes me snort is when you're calling a business or something like a nursing home or a hospital, and someone on the other line picks up and they're really unprofessional. Okay. They're not, "Hi, you've reached, blah, blah, blah. Hi, this is," no. "Hello. Hello." Like, really?
Hey, what do you need?
Let me hit you right back. Let me check. Like, why would you do that when you're working for a business? It really makes a business look bad and
Yeah,
unprofessional.
but you gotta look at, it depends where, you're calling and stuff like that. Maybe they just don't have any
Yeah.
social skills program for everybody.
Yeah. But it's still really funny for the person who's on the line.
Oh, I know.
The computer is dying.
Especially if you're trying to meet
like
like
that
a family member or something like that, and you can't reach anybody, and then you get somebody there because, well, hello.
Halo. HALO. Really?
Yeah, oh yeah, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
What was my number 2? Oh, yes. Or my number 3. My number 2. Okay,
She's too busy looking up on her phone.
yeah, I texted it to myself, guys. I'm just not having a good memory day. Number 3, outsourced calls. Okay, when you need help with your computer and your computer, is being funky, or you have a virus or the internet's not working, who do you call? You call, the 1-800 number, which outsources to India. Okay, and they pick up like, "Hello, my name is Steven." And I'm like, "Really? Your name is Steven?" "Yes, ma'am, my name is Steven." I'm like, "Sure it is." And it's really hilarious because you know that the call is outsourced.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah.
If they still are like, "Hello, my name is John,"
And John wants access to your computer, and you still have no idea what he's saying.
Jonathan. I'm like, "No, really, what's your real name?" Ma'am. Yeah, but it's not. And then when you tell them that you're Indian too, and that they can cut the crap, and then you start talking in Hindi, I think that's what makes me laugh.
How does that work? I've never, don't know anybody that's actually done that.
Oh, well, you know me now.
Well, obviously, but like when you're on the phone with them and you actually start speaking language with them, what happens? Is it
Things go faster.
They go a lot faster.
Yeah, they go a lot
It doesn't
faster.
talk to you like your 4th grade, intelligent level.
No, like things go faster, and I'm just like, "Dude, I'm from India too. Your name is not Steve,
not
Your name
John."
is Raj or something like that. And
Yeah.
you can talk to me in Urdu, and let's just get this over with." Yeah, but I don't know why. I think it's just one of those things, like when you know that the call is outsourced and like they have an accent, and yet they give themselves a fake name, like, hello, my name is Natalie, ma'am. I'm like, okay. It's really funny. Because I think they do that though because like other people like in the States especially wouldn't be able to pronounce their names and it would just make things complicated.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, you can come up with some better names than I can come up out of the spotlight right now.
And nothing would happen. Misspelled signs really make me laugh. Like, do you ever get those emails with pictures of misspelled signs?
Trying to think. I was thinking more like
Or signs that don't make any sense. They're so funny. I just don't know why, but they just make me die of laughter. Like when a diner has a sign that says that they're selling strawberry shortcake, and the O and the R are taken away from shortcake. Like, what does that look like? You know, it's funny when letters fall off of things and. I think that if I was a business, you know, and I had signs, I would be checking my sign every day to make sure no
Definitely.
letters.
They had a lot of that, like in the election that just recently happened. You know, people for Barack Obama and Mitt Romney. There's plenty of these signs. I mean, they're talking millions of dollars in campaign funds that they're putting up here, and they can't spell things right. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the funniest sign you've ever seen?
I'm trying to. Oh man, it was probably something out west. It was like, probably like something on like slippery when wet, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably about the only thing I can think of.
The funniest ad that I've seen was in a paper, which people probably won't get this, but halal zabiha vegetarian bird, and they were selling chicken. And halal means that it's permitted in the religion of Islam. Zabiha means like it's kosher, like it's cut in the name of God.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says vegetarian. Like, okay. And then it says bird, which I don't get it. Was the bird vegetarian or like, I just don't understand.
That's pretty complicated.
Exactly.
I'm confused.
Are you trying to sell your chicken and you're confusing people?
What are they feeding it though?
I don't know. I think that's why they're like vegetarian. They're probably just feeding it vegetables. I don't know.
Well, isn't it? It's a herbivore. It's not a carnivore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was my last thing?
Was it all 5 already?
No, I don't know. No, Facebook statuses. Oh my god.
How could you forget?
When people put up a Facebook status, like it's a quote or something, that just tells you what just happened in their life. And you start laughing because you know exactly what happened in their life. They're like saying the bad thing that happened to them without saying it.
Oh, yeah.
Like if someone had a fight with their friends or something, they'll put up a status that says like, something poetic, like, oh, people's true colors come out when, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, okay, thanks for telling everybody about your day,
Well, it's like if somebody, like, has a...
And they think it's like, oh, something poetic, and nobody will know what this means, yet they go out of their way to put that status up there.
But it's not even a sentence, it's like a paragraph. It's like, it's a status change. It's like usually what a sentence it calls for.
Yeah.
And then people put like the diary of the week up there explaining what happened today, whatever. It's like, oh, I was going down the block and then, my cop pulled me over and then I asked him why. And then they get in this big old spiel and they'll fully detail it in their status change on Facebook.
Yeah. You know what's really annoying about Facebook? When people have really weird, like, middle names, it's just so annoying. Why can't you have your first name and your second name? Like, they'll have, like, Jeff. The ish just got real. Taylor. Like,
dude, that's
Mary,
cool, though.
Mary, the pimpette of the club. Johnson. Like,
everybody's got to have a ghetto middle name. That is the real deal right there.
No, I just want to invite Uzma Ahmed to my party, not Uzma, the greatest person in the world, Ahmed.
But it's got more of a ring to it.
No.
No, well, you can just invite Uzma Ahmed to your party.
Thank you.
And then
it's
I
just
can
to
invite
the point.
Uzma. Is the greatest person in the
you
world.
have the little annoying the capital letter and then the not capital letter and then the capital letter and the not capital letter. Star 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 exclamation mark pound sign.
Sound like you're hating right now. You're definitely hating. You're
It's
hating
just
on the
so
middle
annoying.
name. You're hating on the middle name.
It just looks so ugly. For those of you who do have that, it's just the ugliest looking thing ever.
She's just hating because she can't come up with a cool name for her middle name.
No, it's so ugly. What is your list, Jeff? Dude, do not agree. If you agree with me, please call me and tell me that you agree with me. The number here is 414-935-2951.
I want you to call in and tell me your
Convince
middle
Jeff.
name that you have that's really, sticks out. And because, Mako's jealous because she doesn't have one. Okay, let's see. Oh, one of my top 5 things that cracks me up is just people doing random things. Like, for instance, like if you're at a restaurant and all of a sudden you just start singing happy birthday for somebody that's not even their birthday. I'm just totally...
Oh my god, that is so annoying. Like when I'm out with my friends or something, they'll plan to like, oh, let's pretend it's someone's birthday, and they've done this to me. And they'll just start singing happy birthday out of nowhere to me, okay, or someone else, and make the entire restaurant sing it. And they sing it like 3 times. Okay.
And then everybody
and then when you tell them, like when it really is your birthday, like nobody believes you.
They're not going to believe you.
No one believes you.
But you just go to a different restaurant. I mean, your friend should know when your birthday is.
No, like one person will plan it, okay? And the rest of the friends don't know that it's really not your birthday. Okay, but they start singing along. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get over it.
Oh my god. It's not cool.
Yeah, put it along on,
Like, I want to have a graduation party, okay? Actually, I really don't want to have a graduation party, but say I want to have a graduation party. And someone told someone I graduated 2 years ago, okay? That's not cool.
So, yeah, nobody's going to come to your party and be like, you're not graduating. I didn't know you could bring dogs in here.
Yeah, we have a lot of dogs that come
Yeah, there's like
here.
what it was like that 3rd dog we seen inside the video store here. Weird. Yeah, but like on the random list, just people like for instance like doing a plank. Like they'll be sitting there at a shelf at Walmart and they'll get on top of the plank and then they'll take a picture of it. You know what the plank is, right?
No.
It's where you got a shelf and you're laying flat on your stomach and you're just like doing a pose and it's called a plank.
People do that?
Yeah, just random stuff. Like and they try to get pictures of whatever, like on top of a fire hydrant, on top of a car.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, I
it's
see
just
those
that-
online.
Yeah, just total random stuff like that. It's hilarious where you see some of these
That's
people
funny.
doing planks.
Really? I'm just like, wow, that person's really talented. Like doing a plank on top of a fire hydrant, you'd have to have some really strong abs and really good balance to do that.
Yes. Or there's probably like some camera tricks that we did not see.
You can download Photoshop at thepiratebay.com. Okay.
They're a very handy tool.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, I know a lot of things that crack up. Usually not appropriate.
Yeah, don't say anything that's not
I know. I
appropriate.
see the sign. No profanity.
This is a
No
PG
advertising.
show.
I gotta choose my words wisely over here. People falling down.
Oh my god, that's so mean.
No, but it's so funny. It's like, you're walking. Like, for instance, like, all right, you got a carpet. Everybody trips on the carpet. All right, you're
Why
walking.
is it that like people getting hurt is funny? Like it must be like the psychological thing because you know that they just got hurt. You're laughing, Yeah, it like tickles your insides. One time I was walking with my friends and I was walking out of a building and it was winter and there was ice and I fell. Okay, and we all just started laughing, but we were laughing so hard that we couldn't tell the next person that came out to watch their step, okay? And we were trying to tell them, but we were just laughing so hard that the words wouldn't come out. And the next person that came out after us was this really, really, really old man with his groceries, and he fell too. And,
And
we
you
were just
laughed
like,
at the old man?
No, it was just funny that we were laughing so hard we couldn't tell this old man to watch his step, so he fell, which made it even more funny that I fell. Okay, I'll just shut up now.
She laughed at the old man. The poor old man, probably broke his hip. And then he gets suffered.
Yeah.
But people falling, I think, like they trip over something like the carpet, and if they do in front of you, I'll always have to have like a little remark like, oh, caught that line there. And there's no...
When people like you're sitting in class, like in high school, this always used to happen. Like people would want to walk in like with swagger, like they're ballers, you know what I mean? Like all cool, and like they would trip.
like somebody like sticks her foot out.
And they just hope that nobody sees them, but you did see them, but you didn't want to say anything to embarrass them even more. Yeah. Like sometimes I do that. Like I walk in all cool, and then I'll trip on something. I'm like, oops.
Yeah, or like
saw
walking
that.
to the door. Mm-hmm. Have you done that yet?
Oh, I walked into a door many times. One time I was with my sister, and we were going to a henna party, and the whole building. Like the bottom of it was glass, and it was very clear glass. Whoever cleaned those windows did a really really good job. Whoever cleaned the door. And my sister just like, she looked all pretty and she had heels on and she walked right into the thing. Yeah.
You know the screen doors? The screen doors?
Have you ever seen those commercials with the Windex commercials with the birds that fly into the windows?
Yeah.
Those are funny. But yeah, no, like a lot of people walk into glass doors. Like I walk into them all the time. If they're really clean, I will walk right through them.
Oh, well, it means they're doing their
Not
job
through them.
then.
I'll like walk into them, and then you'll see a little nose mark. Where I walk.
It's
in.
like 3 feet tall. Down there on the door. That's from you.
Oh shoot, my sister's listening. I mean my other sister. The little one.
Did you ever? I remember one time back in Whitewater, and it was at nighttime. I walked right through a screen because we had the sliding door open, and you can't see the screen at nighttime. And there was people outside, and I went to go walk. I walked right through the screen, not even realize it. And then there's a nice $90 bill, so you have to pay for the screen now after walking through it. Embarrassing, but whatever.
I didn't mean my sister, you guys. I meant my friend. I should have said my friend. You know what I mean? Like,
It's too late
totally
now.
When there's nobody around you and you're very comfortable on the radio show, you just say whatever you want. I don't trust myself anymore.
So you're alone now.
Okay, so you were saying? But no, my sister is awesome. I really missed her. She just left. She was here for a week for Thanksgiving, and she cooked the entire Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know how she does it. She always flies from New York City and cooks the turkey, and it takes hours, and it's always, always awesome. She's a really good cook.
Wait, she
And she's not married.
She bring it from
so-
New York, or does she cook it here?
Taking prospective, just sign up, call in 414. No, I'm kidding. What?
Did she bring it? Wait, she cook it here?
Yeah, she cooks it here. No, she
Okay.
doesn't bring the turkey from
I
New
don't
York.
know. It
Jeff.
sounded like she cooked the turkey.
No.
Maybe she brought it on board.
No.
Carry on. But you probably can't.
We
do
get it from the halal store. Which halal stores really need to start ordering more fresh turkeys. Not the frozen ones, because thawing a frozen turkey takes forever. Have you ever tried thawing a frozen turkey?
No, my mom tells me about it. She'll call me up and she'll be like, "Yeah, I'm still down the turkey," and I put it in last night about 4 a.m, and it's like 13 hours later and it's still frozen. And she puts it in a tub.
Yeah.
She puts it in a tub, and and it's just full of hot water, and it's just floating there and everything like that. And I'm like, but that's where you take a bath.
No, really, you have to put it in like a tub or a bucket.
It could be a big
Or
bucket.
a bucket, yeah. We put it in like a big bucket. Because it's so big. We had a 20-pound turkey because we have such a big family. Yeah. You white people are lucky. You got like 3 people in your family.
No, thank you. There we go again. The white people comment.
Seriously though, like to feed everybody is like your ingredients that you have to buy. You buy them in just oh my god, like bags and pounds. If you get a potato, you have to get like 3 bags of potatoes.
Like sacks, more like sacks.
Like a sack.
Yeah, I'd come in with a sack of potatoes and 3 turkeys. How many tables you got for all this?
We don't sit on a table. We're Indian. We sit on the floor.
That's right. That's right.
We have a table. It doesn't get used.
Well, what about you put the turkey on the floor then, on a mat or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll put it in a tray and on the mat, or we'll use the table to put all the food on. Yeah, that's what we do. But we don't eat on the table.
Okay.
We'll make our plate on the table, and then we'll go and we'll sit on the floor. Yeah,
Interesting.
or the couch.
So you guys don't get tired sitting on the floor after eating all that? Like just
No.
like pass out right where you're sitting
Sometimes,
sometimes?
but no, tired sitting on the floor.
No, I mean especially after eating like a Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, you're gonna get tired either way after eating a Thanksgiving
I don't
dinner.
want to get up. It's so comfortable on the floor.
What'd you do for Thanksgiving?
I went by my mom's.
That's cool.
My stepdad and my stepbrother was in town from there. So it was good. We had a lot of food. I ate too much. I mean, I was like in a food coma after that. I just do not like that feeling.
I ate a lot too.
Yeah.
I
You're
love
so
it.
slow.
You know what's really good for you? The yams, the sweet potatoes. I hear has lots of nutrients. That's what my sister tells me, and she made me eat sweet potatoes.
Well, that's good. You got to eat some food once in a while.
Yeah.
So and then the turkey, I forgot what ingredient it begins with a T or something like that.
I think it's turkey.
Something like that. No, but it's like a chemical in there that's supposed to make it releases after you eat it. That everybody gets tired, and you always hear about it. Like everybody's always tired after eating turkey on Thanksgiving. So I forget what.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah, I forget what it's like trypsin or something like that. I can't remember what it is actually. So don't quote me on that one. But there is an ingredient that causes you to get a little bit more tired.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
All right, let's see. I got another one. I got two more actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You ever see people doing the creepy stare? Like for instance.
Every single day.
Okay. But like for instance, like you're with somebody and you're just standing there and just like staring at them, and just waiting for them to respond. But sometimes it takes like minutes at a time. And you're just standing there giving the creepy stare, and then when you scare them, I just laugh because right now I'm giggling and stuff like that, and I'll be staring at somebody through a window and just staring at them, just waiting for them to turn around. But it's just funny. I don't know why it cracks me up, just to get the reaction on somebody's face.
Oh. I do that sometimes. Well, like when I'm in the car and I want to entertain myself and you're at a stoplight, and there are people next to you, especially when you're in the middle lane. It's funny to like stare at them and get their attention and like do something funny.
And then what do they do? What's the best
They
response
start
you got?
laughing.
Oh, what's the best response you gotten from that?
Oh my God. This really old man, he was like 95, he started dancing. Yeah. One time someone waved at me with their foot. They stuck their foot out the window and said hi with their foot and waved. But I have to entertain myself somehow.
Yeah. I used to moon people all the time.
Okay, what's your next one?
The last one that humors me probably the most is anytime somebody uses the word penis.
I hope my parents aren't listening to this.
I hope not either. I don't know why, but I crack up. And me being a healthcare professional, when I have to explain this to a specific patient and having to use that word, it's very hard for me to keep a straight face. And I'm talking about like, excuse me, so-and-so, blah, 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 with discharge from your...
Don't say it.
And it's so hard to keep a straight face when I have to do it on a professional level. But it's just like I'm trying so hard not to laugh, or even if I have to explain something to that person, I have to put my serious face on.
It is a medical term, but people don't use it like it is a medical term.
No,
anymore.
but we've used it
which
so
is why,
much.
Yeah, that it's lost its like medicinal properties.
But it goes the same way for men and then the other, for female.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna was that the last two? Yes, it was. Okay, this is DC Music, Truly Yours.
Yeah. DC Music, baby. Yes, sir. Backstage, don't know how it feels just to be in the front to hear your applause. First place, that's where you are for me. You ought to be. Show the way to your heart and I'll get there. And maybe you see how a king would treat his queen like she should be treated. The best of them all, yeah. I can be your man, you can be my girl. Let me have your heart. Girl, it's not a game, I can be by your side and be wherever you are the most beautiful in the world. Yeah. I swear it all, I've had it all, but I've never seen just anything like your smile. I've had it all, been around the world and you'll never find anybody match her style. I've had it all I want is a chance to write your love story, and you can see how it's gonna be in a life paradise. I'm truly yours. Searching for a smile or anything that shows me that you feel what I'm saying, girl. Unless you wanna leave it alone and leave me living a life all alone in this world. Cause every little thing you do, whether it's big or small, girl, it still means the world to me. Baby, you got it, and I want whatever you got, girl. Yeah, yeah. I can be a man, girl. Girl, it's not a game. I can be by your side and be wherever you are. Are the most beautiful in the world. Yeah, 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 yeah. But I've never seen just anything like your smile. Been around the world and I've never seen anybody match your style. All I want is a chance to write your love story, and you can see how it's gonna be in a life paradise. I'm truly yours. White, yellow, brown, yeah, I thought I seen it all till I met a pretty face like yours. Oh, searching, I'm not searching. In front of me, I got the best of them all. You're the best of them all. In front of me, girl, I'm truly yours, and you can see how it's gonna be in a life paradise. I'm truly yours. Oh, said I'm truly yours. Oh, I see it all, but I've never seen just anything like your smile. Been around the world and you'll never find anybody match your style. All I want is a chance to write your love story, and you can see how it's gonna be in a life paradise. I'm truly yours. But I've never seen just anything like your smile. Been around the world and I've never seen anybody match your style. All I want is a chance to write your love story, and you can see how it's gonna be in a life paradise. I'm truly yours. I can be a man, girl. Girl, it's not a game. I can be by your side and be wherever you are the most beautiful in the world. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So that is a song called Truly Yours. That's sung by my friend from high school named Daniel Upchurch. He has an awesome voice. Yeah. I love that song.
Not too bad. That's the first time I heard it, so.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, today's topic is college. Is it really worth it? Now, I got this idea from me and my family over Thanksgiving. We were talking about this issue because a college is, I think these days, is a business. It takes so much of your money. And it teaches you just like random things. Like I understand that some colleges, they want you to be a well-rounded person. Mm-hmm. So they're like, you have to take humanities and social science and blah blah blah, and these credits and that credit, and which none of them let me get a well-rounded person, but they do not help you get a job. They don't put anything towards your career at all. And a lot of careers these days, I feel like you don't even need to go to college to get that job. They just want you to know things that are technical, like how to manage an office or, use software programs or build a website, which you don't even need to go to college to do.
Well, yeah, there's some of them, but I mean, going back to what you're saying, like the colleges having studies like humanities and social skills, social sciences, whatever. You're saying for benefit, but benefit for who? They're looking at, benefit.
I think they try to convince you that you're going to become a well-rounded person.
Yeah, but they say that, but you're
money.
looking for a benefit, and that's where we're going at, a benefit for the college, because making a requirement equals,
money for them.
Money for them, teachers and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Study on the quote-unquote,
it's
curriculum.
Evil because people aren't graduating. The dropout rate right now is so high, especially at my university. What is it, like 40%? That's almost 50%.
That's it?
Huh?
That's it?
Probably.
Oh.
Yeah. Not a lot of people are graduating. A lot of my friends aren't finishing school. Or like the people who I've started
the people
college
that are
with.
not finishing school, I mean, what are their options right now? What have they been saying they're going to pursue since they're going to be dropping out of school?
Well, they want to work so they can get the money to go to college and finish.
Okay.
It's just that they aren't able to afford it.
Yeah, and the problem too is like when they do leave, a lot of times, people don't come back.
Yeah, and so yeah, they don't come back, or sometimes they go to the 2-year schools where they'll
they're
finish
technical.
quickly. It's cheaper,
Yeah.
and you can work.
Yeah, and that's sort of, after when I went to Whitewater and then I went to MATC technical school, and a lot of me being a nurse and stuff like that, a lot of nursing degrees, you get at a technical school, or 2-year school, and you're making just as much or even more out of somebody that comes out of a 4-year school in that. But then they have a lot of technical schools that are very beneficial for somebody saying they need to work full time. They have a family. They're a little bit older. They're shorter programs and they're very good jobs out there in the field.
And they're secure.
Yeah, there's so many different random things. I couldn't even name half of them. But, they're very good for what we have coming up in today's society.
I just feel like having an education these days is only to be like, yeah, I have an education. Yeah, I have a bachelor's. Yeah, I have a master's. But I understand some programs where, like, especially in the health field, you have to go to school.
Oh, yeah.
To become a doctor or a nurse or, whatever. But these other jobs, like in finance and in, like, computer science and blah blah blah, like you can totally teach yourself. Like there are people, these kids in high school who are like professional hackers. They can do everything. They can build your website, they can build a computer by themselves, they can, I just think it's kind of, I don't know, my sister said, like she mentioned, it's getting like school's kind of like out of style, quote unquote.
I don't think it's getting out of style. I think it's just maybe the people. But you look at it, it's like, how long is that style of life or whatever they're doing going to last them? If they're not making a certain amount of money at this time with that whatever skill, then what's going to get them further on in life if they don't have that education? When these whatever companies and firms, they require that before even for an entry position.
Exactly, but I think that they should stop requiring it because
Yeah, but that's
people
not
who
gonna
do
happen.
have skill, though, a lot of skill. Like I meet people who are so smart and who have so much skill who haven't even been to college yet, and are making money. Like there were kids in high school who are making money building people's websites and doing this online work for them, and blah 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 already, and the whole, that's what I'm saying, the whole degree thing is just to say, yeah, I have a degree now, I can get a
It's
job,
not
now I
you
can
just
apply
have
to
a
a certain
degree,
position.
but it's also the accomplishment and stuff like that. I mean, it's like, yes, you're making that money now, but you also got to look for the future. I mean, it's like you can make that money now, but you can also, if you can do that, then you can still finish education and have that for the future.
Yeah, but why?
But why? Because you don't know what's going to happen. Say whatever. Say somebody's doing really good with computers and they're making, they got a web page. We'll use an example. They're making a lot of money off of designing web pages. Say down the line, 5 years from now, just drastically speaking, they don't have web pages anymore. What is so and so going to do? And that was all they were doing was designing web pages.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna have web pages.
Well, it's always good to have a backup plan. It's like,
Yeah, but you can have other skills.
yeah, but we don't know what skills, and then you can enhance it further on. But we're just looking for further on down the line. Like a lot of things you're talking about is like right now.
I see
Like
what
businesses
you're saying, but
always
I'm
need
just,
to be evolving.
this is my question. Like, say you're an employer, wouldn't you rather hire someone who has that skill and has the experience over someone who just got out of school and has no experience?
Well, isn't that usually what they're supposed to usually look for the best candidate and stuff like that?
Yeah.
A lot of places
and
do
even
that
like
though, too.
say, these people are building websites and they're doing all these computer things, for a while, and they don't have an education, and you're saying, oh, there's no blah 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 anymore. I would still, like, as an employer, I would be like, this person has more experience than this kid who is in school for so many years and has no experience.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like sometimes I sit in school and I'm like, I am not doing anything except going to school, and I'm not learning anything. I'm just getting older. I'm learning, but I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm not experiencing. I'm not getting behind. I'm not getting into the field. I'm just aging.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Well, you're really not going to experience anything until you get into the field.
Yeah, but
I mean,
who
it's like
says
when
that
you
you
get
need to, like, finish first?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like when I got out of nursing school, and a lot of the nurses told me, they're like, you don't know nothing. And basically, you got out of there. You don't know anything.
Yeah.
And it's till you get that experience. And what I learned in school, yeah, it was the basics, but it's not until you get out there in the job. And that's when you start learning how to communicate, how to apply everything, how to handle stress. They don't teach you these things in school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
But
they
the
don't
thing,
teach
like
a
you were
lot in
saying
school.
about the qualifications, my sister, for example, her job title is she's like a coordinator for several homes to a group home. She manages clients, their healthcare, the staff, and all that. In the job description, it calls for somebody that has a bachelor's degree, most likely like psychology
To handle
related.
clients.
Yeah, she doesn't have.
I've handled clients when I was like 18.
Yeah, but she doesn't have any of that. She doesn't have
Yeah.
anything. She has more of a skill asset, and so therefore it makes her more qualified for a job, and that's how she got it. And there's people that worked with her, come right out of college, and they have the education requirements, but they could not meet the criteria to fulfill the duties of the job. So that's one of those, skill assets like you were talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
it depen-
And
it
I think
depends
in
on-
the
it
film
depends on the
field, too,
employer.
Like if you have more experience shooting video and doing
So
all this,
it
then
depends
you'd
on
get
your
hired.
employer what they're willing to do, if they're going to bend the rules or they want to go by the book.
Yeah. But I also feel like, don't you feel like everyone who's like making millions of dollars were like college dropouts? Or never
Yeah.
went to college. Like, okay, Mark Zuckerberg, he's making a lot of money. He dropped out of Harvard. Steve Jobs dropped out of college. All these people have dropped out of college.
But we're looking at what percentage of these people are there. They're like in a lower 1 percentile of people that actually are successful from dropping out of college.
Yeah. I got a text message that said, companies are complaining that colleges can't produce graduates with the required skills that are needed. Now that's pretty interesting. If the companies are complaining that college can't produce graduates with the skills that are needed, then what are people doing in college? Like,
Yeah.
Or go to college but get out there and get the skills, which is really difficult to do as well.
Well, it's also too, if they have like certain the skills that they're
Yeah.
they're looking for, then they also need to get that specified. Like say, for instance, whatever they're doing, an externship or an internship. This is things that they want to meet
Yeah.
before they graduate.
Especially, I think, in the business world, too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you'll get the background of how to do everything, but until you go out there and apply and you're interacting, especially business is a very interactive field. You have to interact. If you have never interacted and made business, with anybody who's
Yeah, you're
gonna
not gonna be
hire
very
you. You know what I
successful.
mean? It's true. College can't provide that, though. They're not going to be like, part of this class is you're going to go work with this company, okay, and you're going to negotiate this with them.
Well, maybe
doesn't happen.
that's something perhaps that the education system needs is an overhaul. Like an overhaul of just like the way of teaching and applying to modern day society in the future. Like what we're looking for. This is from what you're saying, it's like you're not happy with this old school tactic.
Yeah, it's very old
And that's
school.
basically what it is. It's old school tactic. They need to revamp it. We're gonna get you in there, do it like more interactive, whatever it may be. Like if instead of having one, like say for instance, now what is always an internship, an externship, and it's what like a semester or two. Maybe they gotta make it like
It's
half
like
of
going
their.
out and to do spy work without ever being trained. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So that's what something, and I could you can definitely see that. I feel like something coming towards the future. It's a total revampment of the education process.
Yeah. Especially in my field, I think they give you a background on things, but like filmmakers don't realize until they get out there how much business is involved in film. Like it's more business than the film itself. The film is a very, very, very small part of the film. I know that probably doesn't make any sense, but it is. It does make sense to me.
Well, how are you with your business aspect of it? Do you
Just producing it, you know what I mean? That's a very business aspect. Just distributing it, acquiring rights, doing all this legal work.
and is this something that you have to do yourself, or you got like
You have to you have to get deals.
okay?
There is something that's called self-distribution, but you would probably want to know how to do that, how to get the money to do that, and how to budget. Like a lot of people don't know the budgeting, the whole negotiating with different distribution companies or studios and stuff like that. And school's not going to teach you that. Like I'm lucky that I have a teacher actually who has who worked in Hollywood or who worked in Hollywood for like 10 years and then came back to teach us this whole thing. But they don't do that. School
Now,
just doesn't
have
do
you
that.
brought like any of this like particular subject matter up to your instructors and be like, hey, how come you're not teaching us?
Well, we
this?
have an instructor that is teaching us that now, but I
Okay.
mean that was only this year.
Okay.
I'm saying other schools are not going to have that. And if you don't know that this guy is teaching that, you're not going to take his class, or you're not going to know whether to take his class or not. I mean, But yeah. And that's how you succeed, too. You have to know what's outside and what you have to go through. The whole negotiating and blah, blah, blah. Like, you can be super talented, but if you don't know how to interact and talk to people and get
that is
yourself...
very true.
And,
Very true.
you know, you're not going to get anywhere. You have to have both. It's true, though, because there are a lot of people who are so talented and who are so smart, but they don't know how to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you don't know how to communicate, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't think college teaches people how to communicate either.
No, there's a lot of people, you know, you're saying you're like very like intellectual, book smart, but then when it comes to common sense, they're like lacking it, and therefore they're not nobody's gonna hire him because they'll just talk like a robot or something, or you know, just the poor social skills with somebody, you know, and you could
Yeah.
pick off of that, but they don't have that right there with like the talent and stuff, so. That makes a lot of sense too. And there would be something also too. Once again, pretty education revampment there.
Imagine like a person going to nursing school and not knowing how to talk to people, which he has to interact with people every single day.
Oh, I've seen plenty of it. I
Yeah.
still see every day they don't know how to talk to people. They'll talk down on them. You know, like you'll use big words. Oh, I'm a patient. I'm not going to sit there and you're going to be telling me technical terms and stuff like what? You
Yeah.
gotta keep it real. You gotta
Yeah.
keep it real and just tell them how it is, and don't beat around the bush. Be honest with them. You know, talk to them just like you would talk to your parents or your friends and stuff like that, but on a courteous level.
Yeah. I don't know. And I feel like these days things are so technical. Like everything, the whole world runs on a computer. It literally
I know. Well, you
does.
see how things if one thing shuts down, like for instance,
Exactly.
just like the storm that happened over on the East
And that's
Coast
why
with
it's so
Sandy.
important to know those skills. You know.
You've seen
And
how
I've
people
heard
are
of-
crippled. You've seen how the storm crippled everybody because
Yeah.
as soon as all electronics go out,
Yeah.
people, everything, they're dependent on everything.
I've heard of these programs though that are training young teenagers like, you know, 12, 13, 14 to use software and blah blah blah, getting them prepared for life. You know, because that's how it is now.
So, well, that's good. I mean, but it'll also teach them to be more well-rounded. I mean, if you look at like, say, our parents and stuff like that, you put them in front of a television or phone, a text message, and they're right away, that's too complicated. And, and they're not willing to learn different ways, and that's why it makes it harder. They say they don't discriminate against that age demographic, but they do.
Though.
They do. And
That's why they're making them retire earlier and
Yeah.
firing them and hiring these younger people who can do this kind of stuff. And I think it's important for people who like weren't born in that era or haven't grown up in that era to learn it.
Yeah, and to continue learning because
to
what
continue
there's like
learning. That's what
no matter
your whole
what
life
field
is-
no matter what field you're in, it's a lifelong lesson. You got to keep on striving to make that better, making your bet because it's always evolving, always.
like I can say with the camera, it's gonna go out of style, and there's gonna be a new camera and a new, like back in the day we used film, like film strip. That's what we used to film on. Then it turned into digital, so we use digital. There's 16-bit, but now these days, if you were to use a 16-bit camera, it would be grainy. The quality would be grainy. So now you have to use a different camera, learn how to use that, And after that, there's gonna be there's the red camera. After the red camera is out of style, what else is there? You continue. You have to continue learning. But yeah. But that's
Tired
life.
today.
I am really tired.
She's about to pass out over here. Her eyes are getting really heavy.
But yeah, I think that either universities need to come up with a different way of teaching, or just I don't know, or high school.
Yes, the universities, have a different way of teaching, but it's also too, like yourself, and encourage your peers to be, more proactive, do things, learn much as they can. Don't, always rely on that, always seek more.
Yeah.
Because there's always more
Don't
out there
think that
than is
college is
offered.
going to get you a job. I think
No.
that's the biggest mistake someone can think. Like,
Yeah.
a college gets you an education. It doesn't
Yeah.
get you a job.
Yeah. And never just relying on them,
Yeah.
It's like, it's almost kind of like the thing, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
Yeah. College is only for a background.
Yeah. And then just for a signature on your paper, diploma.
Yeah. And like a lot of people say like, oh, it makes you a well-rounded person, it makes you a more intellectual person. I know people who went to college and are not intellectual at all. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think truly like, yeah, college will encourage you because it gives you all these classes and it gives you, you know, all this information. But I think people who are truly intellectual are those people who go out by themselves and read books and read, you know, whatever, and who are not forced to learn all this stuff, who aren't being forced but are doing this voluntarily. That's a truly intellectual person to me, you know? So
But also, too, like the thing that, like, with the colleges and people being
I
intellectual.
think college needs to start teaching people the news and to read the news and to watch the news because I only know like 3 people who read the news and watch the news.
What do you mean? The media control?
Because like people, I feel like these kids don't
biased
know what's
news?
going on in the world.
Yeah, what, 95% negative? Never talking about anything
Yeah.
good. But it's also like another thing too with the colleges is like try to help promote other careers and subject matter is going to be utilized in today in society instead
Yeah.
of like, you know, things like, say, for instance, like a dead language.
Yeah,
You know, and people would have more benefits, and you know, for themselves and then for others.
yeah. But I think some languages are useful, like Spanish. I think it's all like, especially in the health field, that's a plus.
Yes, it's a definite,
Yeah.
definite.
All right. Well, that's it for today. Thank you, Jeff, for
Oh,
joining me.
my pleasure.
All right. I'm going to sign off with a song called Sunshine by Kevin McLeod. That was the Uzi Show. Tune in next Sunday at 6 p.m.